How's it going, everyone? Coach Javi here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, Keyworth Stadium. It's a cloudy day. I just had a game yesterday, so I'm gonna do a recovery session today. It's gonna be really light in intensity. And what I wanna do is I wanna give a huge shout out to Blazepod for sending me one of their Blazepod systems here. We're gonna test these out. We're gonna see how they work, and I'm gonna do the regen session with the Blazepod. So I'll walk you guys through the app. I'll walk you guys through the exercises, and I'll let you guys know what I think of the Blazepod system. Because when they reached out to me, I thought it would be a really neat idea to incorporate some of this into my trainings. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first exercise, we're just gonna start off with a light shuffle. We're gonna put the pods in an umbrella, and I'm gonna coordinate it so that I always have to go back to the home pod. So the first few sets, I'm just gonna do nice and light shuffle, probably about 50% intensity, because remember, this is a regen session and this is the first exercise. And then for the last set, I'm gonna try and do a quick shuttle as fast as I can. So exercise 2, we're gonna switch it up a little bit now. We're gonna put them on the actual witch hat cones. So they have these cool little adapters where you can attach them to cones, you can attach them to windows with suction cups, and you can even attach them to like poles with a strap. So for the cones, obviously I'm using the cone adapter just to give it a little bit more height. Very, very simple. Just gonna hit the wall, get it back, and then go around the color that I need to go around. So I have this one on delay, which means that instead of me hitting the pods, it's after a few seconds. You have to play around a little bit with the app, but once I got it to the right time, it works really, really well. So what I like about this one is that you might be going in one direction and then the color changes on you. So just like in a game where maybe you're dribbling or you're about to go into one space and then you realize that the space has changed, the scene has changed, you have to go somewhere else, you have to quickly react and change direction and change acceleration and pace and all of that good stuff so that you can get to the appropriate space. All right, so far so good. What I really like about these is that it's actually pretty fun. It's actually quite enjoyable because you're doing an exercise, but then there's an added component or an added element of you know, the colors and the reaction and making sure that your brain is turned on. So it's actually really fun because you think you're going to one color and then all of a sudden you have to switch it around and go to the next one. The next exercise that we're gonna do, we're actually gonna do some finishing on goal. So I put the pods on the goal post, 2 on each post, so I have a higher target and a lower target. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dribble around some cones, and then when I turn around and I look up, I'm gonna have to look up and see where the color is at or what pod is lighting up. And then that's the pod that I'm gonna try and aim, and I'm just gonna try and shoot on that part of the goal. So now we're focusing on a little bit of accuracy training, but instead of just putting my head down and taking a shot, I'm taking a look to see where the light is. So in a game, this would signify, you know, where the goalkeeper's at. As soon as you look up and you're about to have your shot, based on where the goalkeeper's at, you have to find the right space that's gonna give you the best chance to score a goal. So that's what we're gonna do here. So what I noticed so far is that you have to really be switched on, because what happens is I'll turn around, I'll be ready to take a shot, and then right at the last second, the pod changes colors. And sometimes my brain can't think as quickly as I want it to, which ends up turning into something like this. Just like in the game of soccer or football, the scene is changing consistently. So if you're not always looking up, if you're only looking at the ball, or if you're only focused on one area of the field, the scene is gonna change. If you're never scanning, if you're never checking, if you're never constantly looking up, you're gonna make the wrong decision. All right, so the last exercise I'm gonna finish off with is just a very, very simple shooting exercise. I'm gonna be facing the goal this time. I've made it so that the pods change colors a little bit quicker, so I think about every 2 seconds they're gonna be changing color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit it against the replay station. Again, this is the replay station from Quick Play Sport. If you guys like this, I used this in one of my past videos. It's really fun. It's a really good tool for you if you wanna come out and do some individual work. Like today, I don't have any friends. I don't have any people to come out and do the session with me. So all I need is a little replay station and I'm good. And obviously the link is gonna be in the bio for that. I'm gonna hit the replay station. It's gonna bounce up. I'm gonna control it, try to bring it down onto the ground, and then I'm gonna try and find the correct target. All right guys, so that's it for the session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked something a little bit different. I know these are a bit on the expensive side, but they are really, really fun, and there's so many different things that you could do with them, which is why I suggest that if you have the money to spend, go ahead and do it. I'll leave the link in the description below to the Blazepods and also to the replay station if you want to get one of those. Huge shout out to Blazepod for sending me these. I've been messing around with the app the last month or so, and there's so many different creative ways that you can make your sessions just so much more fun. And it does a really good job of putting you in a more mental and cognitive state of mind for when you do your individual training session. So I know my philosophy is all about, you know, the technical components, but with something like the Blazepod system, it really elevates the training session to a little bit more quick thinking and reaction type training, which is always good and is always a plus for when you go back to your team training. So that's it for this one, guys. Until next time, and adios, muchachos.